Make wealth real with the family and
Make
everybody.
Our
wealth real
goal is
with
to
the
make
family.
wealth real, to get together
Real.
with a group of people that we know, that we like, that we trust, and that we want to do something better together with and make wealth real. What does it mean to make wealth real? To put ourselves in a place where we have freedom, option, and choices, where we have all the time and money that we need to do the things we want to do with the people we choose to do them with for as long as we feel like doing it.
Yes, sir.
That's my definition. I just want to make sure that y'all know what words I'm talking about today. I'm not talking about 2 million bajillion dollars of swimming around in gold coins like Scrooge McDuck. I'm talking about the wealth formula that says if you have the time and the money, you can live your lifestyle and leave a legacy at the same time. So in partnership, group of us got together and were introduced to a company called Make Wealth Real. And the more I learn about the company, the more I know it's not just a name, it's their mission statement, meaning, oops, I don't want to share that on my screen. Get that out of here. Think about this concept, lifestyle and legacy, and put them together in the same sentence, meaning with MWR, our co-founders had a vision for having people live an exceptional lifestyle where they got to do the things they like to do. How many people are on this line, if you had more money and more time, would travel more, would do more leisure activities, would chill out?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Sure.
I would.
But at the same time,
Yep.
how many of you know that
Absolutely.
if you had to choose between success and contribution, personal success, meaning you got all the houses, the cars, and the clothes and the cribs, how many of you, if you had the choice between choosing success in your lifestyle or legacy, being remembered for what you contributed, gave, and left, which would you choose? Would you choose lifestyle or legacy?
Legacy.
Legacy. Let me have the lifestyle first.
Yeah, legacy.
What if you could do both? What if you could do both? And that's
Yes.
what we're here to
I'll
offer
take
today
that.
is
Bring it.
lifestyle and legacy at the same time. We're not making a choice. We're being responsible enough financially where if we do a simple process, if you're taking notes, jot this down. If you're not taking notes, start taking notes so that you can jot this down. We've been taught that creating wealth was hard, that you had to work hard. You had to get up early, go to work early, stay late, grind, grind, grind all the time. But I'm here to say we figured out a way that wealth can be simple. What does simple mean? It means that we're able to shift, increase, multiply, and protect our money while learning how to leverage everything. See, the secret to wealth isn't harder work, it's smarter work. How many of you know somebody that you know good and doggone well works harder than you, but makes less money than you? Like,
Mm.
think of the hardest job you can think of. You know what I just thought of, Chuck?
Hmm.
Construction in South Georgia in the summertime.
That's rough. I did it.
I've also done that job. So I'm like, we was working hardest. We weren't slaves, but it felt slavish.
Slave like.
We had no leverage. We were the leverage. But if you get this concept, the way to create wealth, the way to create more of anything you have than you have, more time, more money, more freedom, more options, is with leverage. Because it was J. Paul Getty. He said, I'd rather have 1% of 100 men's efforts than 100% of my own. That way, if I got hurt, if I got sick, if I died, 99% of the work still gets done. Now, that's an equation for leverage in efforts. And all of us understand leverage in work efforts, yes? Meaning
Yes.
me, Dondre, and Chuck, I don't care who you are, we can pick up your car. We just big like that. But the smallest person on this Zoom can pick up your car and hold it for longer if they have a lever. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
With Make Wealth Real, what they did was give us the leverage in 5 areas. They give us a leverage in terms of expertise. They give us a leverage in terms of time. They give us a leverage in terms of money. And they give us a leverage in terms of other people's connections and networks. And that's how we make Wealth Real together. And the person that invited you to this conversation did you the biggest financial favor of your life because they're inviting you to be a part of our lifestyle and legacy community, where you get access to a confidential and professional set of experts who you can trust to work on your behalf and help you grow. I mean, the biggest challenge for most people is they were trained to be an expert in a thing that makes them money, but they don't have any experts working on their money. Am I making sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, think
Sure.
about this. If you had a team of people that were dedicated to helping you keep more of your money, do you think you'd have more of it?
Yes.
Mhm.
And then
Yes.
if that same team said, once you've got the money, they taught you how to do the most important thing that wealthy people do is make money work for you. And then after you had more money, making money, how to protect what you got.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we help you grow. And our team of experts do the thing that we were not taught to do. We were not given the expertise. We weren't even given a shot at a life where wealth was a part of the equation. I mean, if you think about the education system that we went through, what were we taught, y'all? They said, go to school and get what?
Good grade.
Education.
Good grades. And when you get those good grades, you're supposed to do what?
Go to
Go to
college.
work.
Good
Go to
job.
college. And then when you go to college, you're supposed to do what?
Get a good job.
Good
Get a
job.
good job with benefits and live happily ever after. Did anybody ever get perturbed? I almost cursed, but I saw the baby. Anybody ever get perturbed at the people that were giving them expertise? Like, how did this work for you? What turns out is it didn't. It wasn't designed to produce wealth. It was producing workers. And most people around me were working until they died or living on a fixed income once they could no longer fix their income. Am I making sense to anybody?
Mm-hmm.
Sir.
So here's what our experts do. They do the work to get the obstacles out of our lives so that we get the results and get the opportunity to make wealth real together. And the first place it starts actually is lifestyle strategies. Now, here's the gift. Everyone is given a life. The style that we live it in is dependent upon the money we make and how much of it we give away to others involuntarily. Meaning, what if you had a team? If you think about your current income right now, is there anybody that gets a paycheck that doesn't feel like it shows up at their house, or is that just me? Wait, let me look at y'all eyeballs and make sure I'm saying this in English. You know you made six figures, but you only felt like four were coming home at a time because taxes, debts, and big business were taking all of the money away.
Mm-hmm.
It turns out that because of the default settings, that's what happens in most people's lives. But we have a team of experts that goes to work to do the things that we need to understand. The first thing they do is they help you eliminate your debt and reduce your taxes. I mean, imagine if you went to work and did the job you did right now, but at the end of your pay period, you didn't owe anybody anything. How much better would your lifestyle?
Mm.
Now imagine that same check came in, but the taxes that were taken out of the check were half of what they were before the experts went to work for you. Oh, they didn't stop there. They took the rest of the bills that you were going to pay and they lowered the bills and the healthcare costs, gave you excellent credit. Are you starting to get a feeling like money is working for you and not against you at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Sir.
Imagine this. They
Yes.
still did not stop there. In addition to those things, with the increased credit, now they're looking at people that have been out there lifetime renters, turning their rent into home ownership, and even getting rewards on purchases that people were going to make anyway. Like, I don't know if y'all are like me, but Kroger, Home Depot, and Staples are regulars in my accounting balance. How would you like to get paid to shop where you're going to shop anyway?
Mm-hmm.
This is
Yes,
how you
sir.
improve your lifestyle. Like the average member, no, put this in your notes. With no additional income from the business, achieves about $2,000 per month in additional buying power just based on having experts attack their enemies. Because here's the thing they didn't tell us, Dondre. You graduate from school, especially once you get out of college, you get in a financial fist fight for your life, but they ain't even teach you how to duck and weave. And just so it's not just me on here excited to be the one doing the wobble and leading from the front, anybody that's worked with the experts, if you're on camera, because I want this to be good for the video, I'll be open to hear what you have to share about what the experts did to help enhance your lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mama.
William Russell.
Jump
I'm
in.
out of West Palm Beach, Florida. And first of all, I'd say, Mr. Hart, you're doing a fabulous job in breaking this information down and real quick, just to be transparent, my credit scores was in the low 500s. And in about a month, my scores went up 100 points. So they put me in the 600 club and it's still growing. And in addition to that, they took my internet bill, right? And they
Mhm.
saved me over $597 over 2 year period.
Mhm.
So that money cash flow back into my household.
And that's
And
powerful. I mean, just
Awesome.
pause right there for a second. How many of you would just like somebody to look at your numbers? All you get, because William, what did you have to do? Did you have to figure out credit scores and the matrix and the calculations to get the bills down?
nope, all I had to do was upload some documents into the portal and the experts did the work.
You uploaded some documents. Experts did work. You uploaded paper and they put paper back in the account. That's powerful. And I mean, in my case, I share this with pride because it's one of those places where I was transparent enough to say I needed help. I reached out and got the help, and I got more help than I bargained for. Meaning the experts increased my paycheck from my job by $636. That's $1,272 that I was overpaying in taxes. I didn't even know that was available to come into my house as cash flow. Anybody, like, imagine in your life if you found out that $1,200 was short from your check.
Mm.
You'd be turning
Oh
over some
no,
tables and desks.
Mm-hmm.
we got a problem. Quick fast.
But then
Phone
they showed me,
call.
don't just take that 1,200 and absorb it in a lifestyle, use it against your debts. Show me how to knock out $50,000 in credit cards. Now, what that did for us, just those two things, tax strategy and debt elimination, helped us increase our cash flow over $3,500. And they weren't done. The credit scores went up from the sevens. I thought it was decent, but you're different when your credit score hits 810 or 834.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're the same person. I didn't do anything different other than send those to the experts. But then I was able to lower what I was paying to live around here. Close to $4,000 came back to me before I started getting paid for telling people what they did for me. How would you like to tell people how other people got you back your money and they send you even more money?
Mm-hmm.
That's our
Yeah.
simple business. And here's the powerful thing. The next thing that they teach us is probably even more important than how to get the money back is how to put the money to work. Does anybody have any money in their pockets right now?
Mm-hmm.
Take the money that's in your pocket out right now and look at it and say, get to work.
Good job.
Here's the reality. The money in our pockets, like we're taught all kinds of things in our traditional systems and in our culture that don't make money. I got money in the bank. Shorty, what you think? Anybody heard that lyric? What I think is that the bank is making money off of your money and you don't know how to be your own bank. Because see, if we put our money in a checking account or a savings account, the bank is paying 0.01% on standard savings accounts below $10,000.
Mm.
So if you put $10,000 in savings right now, at the end of the year, you know what they're going to pay you? $1.
Four quarters.
$1 for your $10,000 of hard earned and saved money, while at the same time, everything that you can buy with that dollar has gone up in price. Savings accounts aren't keeping pace with inflation. So the next thing the MWR introduced us to was legacy strategies. Put that in your notes, legacy strategies. Because here's the reality. Most of us don't know legacy strategies because we weren't born into families that built legacies. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
They taught us checking, savings, and 401k, yes?
Yep.
But what if
Yes,
you
sir.
had a team of experts that could teach you private banking strategies like the private reserve account or diversified cash flow? Do you know, Chuck, it took me almost 6 months to understand how much more powerful self-banking was than saving money under your mattress.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine an account that doesn't go down in value, get double-digit interest rates, tax-free savings, and we got a team of experts that taught us how to invest in land and precious metals. What's land? Well, you know what land is. Earth is still the best investment on earth. All you got to do is look around at any hood house that's now worth $100,000, even though it still has bullet holes in it.
Mm-hmm.
And precious metals have been around since Jesus was here, silver and gold. And the thing about land, precious metals, they're real assets that produce income that don't decline in value in the same way that our paper currency has been eroding. And here's the best thing. You get income and asset protection with trusts. Trusts are the way that the Rockefellers have passed down generational wealth by being able to invest in a family trust and also trust their family. That's gonna hit somebody when you get home later on today. But this is how they have left legacies for years. And if you get involved in the process, start to understand the systems and put them to work, this is how you leave a legacy. But here's the blessing of MWR and our membership is that membership has its privileges. Who's ever heard those words?
Mm-hmm.
And this is what we're finding.
I've heard.
Is the more our membership grows the wealth mindedness of the people affiliated with us, the more people are looking to run and overrun us with blessings, to where we even have a new legacy strategy that's still recently newly introduced. Chuck, I'm still getting my mind around how we can make the most of this, but put this in your vocabulary: business funding.
Mm-hmm.
It's a leverage strategy that wealthy families have used for years to put other people's money to work for you. We talked about other people's expertise with the lifestyle, but when it comes to other people's money, imagine if you know a business owner that has a for-profit operation going or wants to get one started. What if they could capitalize their business another minimum $50,000? What if you said to them, Farouk, I see that you're in business. I know you want to go mobile. What if we could finance you $50,000 or more guaranteed, not depending on your personal credit? You could be a startup. Hell, you could be a run-up. It doesn't require any personal collateral for you. And once you're approved for funding, you never need to apply for funding again. Flat rate, without high interest or huge upfront percentages. How many of you know a business owner that would be interested in getting some more money flowing through their lives without them having to hustle for it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is still new to us, and there's so many ways that we can leverage it. One of them I'm excited to share later on in our conversation, but here's the goal. Now that we have leverage of other people's expertise, now that we're maximizing the leverage of our money, putting our money to work, let's get some other people's money and put it to work too. And here's an interesting thing to consider. Everything you need to secure your lifestyle first and your legacy simultaneously, everything I just talked about in the membership is all available for $149.97 investment. And Chuck, sometimes I'm shuddered to even call that an investment, because if you think about it, sometimes a good meal you can't get for $149,
True.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And people are out there, they're looking right now, Chuck. I hear it in their brains. They say, what's the gotcha? Well, there's no gotcha. They already got your money at the IRS. They already got your money at the bank, but there's no contracts, no setup fees. You use the experts for as long as using the expert serves you. But what I found in my life is the more expertise I utilize, the more money it makes me. It includes you and your spouse, and the experts do the work. It's not that we're getting on here saying that every week we're going to come back and teach you tax strategy. No, we're going to put people to work so that we can free ourselves up to do what we really put here on earth to do. And here's the best thing. I forgot this part, but I put it in there. It's a 30-day money back guarantee. That means it's not even about your little $149.97. Meaning, if our experts can't put more money back in your pockets than the cost of the membership, they'll give you the money back. You're just not a good member at that point. Is that okay? Like, everything ain't for everybody, and we okay with that. But I want to show you a visual of putting money to work, leveraging two strategies at the same time. Now, before I blow your mind, let me say, is this okay? Let me ask, if I can say, if I could show you some strategies to give you control of a $500,000 asset, starting with little or no money of your own, would that be worth your time to hear about it? Somebody say, show me the money.
Yeah.
Show me the money.
So here's our concept. Because we're partnered with a multi-billion-dollar precious metals exchange, we get paid in US dollars, but we can also get paid in precious metals. Now, somebody's asking, well, why would I want to get paid in precious metals if I can't spend them at the grocery store? Because you can't spend them at the grocery store. Meaning, if you're an active MWR Lifestyle and Legacy member, you can buy precious metals using your business funding from MWR. You can use the commissions that they pay us if you decide to participate in our other compensation levels. But whatever you do, make sure that some of your money is not put in the eroding US dollar. And then our precious metals are secured in the first stored precious metals license depository in the United States. It's like a private sector Fort Knox. Does everybody understand the concept of Fort Knox and why it exists? The US government collected all the gold and silver from all of its citizens back in the early 70s. And they collateralized that money to make loans to companies and other countries. Now we have Fort Worth, Dallas, meaning our partner, first African-American owned, first veteran owned precious metals depository, partner with an asset management system where we're able to collateralize. What does that mean? Meaning we can get paid for owning precious metals and sitting on them. What happens when you sit on precious metals? Well, one, their value goes up. But two, when you collateralize it, that precious metal earns a monthly rental. It's kind of like owning a rental property that doesn't have any tenants and toilets. Am I making sense?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes,
now
sir.
every month, the precious metal is making more money. So now you have perpetual asset accumulation. It's appreciating, it's going up in value, and you got a monthly return on investment. You've got money, making money independent of you. And that's one way to make wealth real. Now, I said I would show you the money, but that's the words. That's a philosophy. Anybody want to see this using the two leverage principles we talked about already?
Yes.
Let me show
Sir.
you. When Brian House showed me this, I stuttered, I stumbled, and I came back and did the math again and said, this is brilliant. Meaning, think about this. Let's say, for example, because when you decide to become an MWR member, you're a business, you go through the process to acquire business funding. Is business funding easy? It's easier than it was if you were trying to do it yourself. But you go through the process, you get qualified for $50,000 a year in business funding. Does that make sense? So year one, you start, they finance $50,000 for you as a business owner. You use that $50,000 and invest it in precious metals. Now, the leasing ROI per month on our precious metals is anywhere from 2 to 5%. We're going to split in the middle at 3%. Is that okay? So now
Yeah.
the $50,000 that you invested in precious metals is paying a yield of $1,500 a month in rental. Is that good?
Nice.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a comma
that's
in
great.
income from money that wasn't yours. And because you are operating on business funding, you got a loan service of $500 a month. So monthly profit, that's $1,000 a month that your precious metals major. I want to be clear. That's your precious metals that you purchase with business funding. And $12,000, that's your profit from your precious metals. But how much money did you have invested to get this thing started?
No.
Zero. That was
None.
$50,000 of their money
Zero.
that you put to work and made $12,000 for you. So that now at the end of year one, you got $62,000. So you start year two with what?
100,000.
Another 50,000.
Another 50,000
50.
plus the 12,000 you made. You had 112,000 because we talked about this being annually renewable business funding. So at least 112,000. Well, now it's got some feet on it. 3,360, your net return monthly, you're making $2,000 a month on precious metals, $28,000 a year. How much money of yours is in here?
Zero.
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 Their money making
Yeah,
you
Come
money.
on.
We just fast forward. We rinse and repeat. Everybody say rinse and repeat.
Rent and
Rinse
repeat.
and repeat.
We play this game
Rinse and
2
repeat.
more times. We go through year 3 and year 4. By the end of year 4, You've got $421,000 going into the top of the money machine, but $121,000 coming out the bottom. That's $10,000 a month. Does anybody see a way that your lifestyle and your legacy could be improved if now you got the money going to work? Would $10,000 free up anybody's time during the day?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Now, this is what we call a passive income strategy. What does passive income mean? Passive income is money making money. It's leveraging your money and others people's money to do something to put money to work. Most people don't even get a chance to know this is possible. And this is an example, but here's what I want you to know. They say that this example doesn't guarantee future results, but how many of you have some past results that are guaranteed to go the same way if you don't do something different?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Facts.
here's the MWR difference. And this is the thing I love about what we do is the only opportunity guarantees the success of someone that chooses to fully participate. Meaning if our experts, the strategies, the opportunity can't put more money in your pockets than the membership, they'll get, and they're not talking about 5 years down the road. Like I just showed a 5-year example. They saying 30 days from now, test us in this. And that's what makes the best references. Put everybody to work that can work for you, but they'll give you a full refund. And now, so that being said, there are ways that we get paid up front for doing things right now that everybody on this line can do, especially when they get the training we're about to give this evening. Does anybody want to know about how we make more money by ethically leveraging other people's time?
Yes, sir.
Meaning, if you think about this with Make Wealth Real, we already gone through a process where we get paid daily when someone else does the work to help somebody shift money back to them. When somebody helps people multiply or increase their money by investing in precious metals. But what about if they did that same thing for everybody you referred? Meaning, make the decision. Decide now to get full access to the tax advantage of being a business owner. It's a one-time business setup fee of $100. In order to be a business partner, you got to be a member of the community. That's $149.97, but it's a $249 one-time startup fee. It's a small amount of money to get a tremendous amount of leverage. Why? Where do I get the leverage, Rick? Well, every member gets the opportunity to leverage a team of experts to help you shift and increase and protect your money and your assets. Yes? The ones that choose to make that $100 investments in the business, it's not even a $100 investment in the business, it's a $100 investment in themselves. They get to leverage a team of experts, strategies, leaders, and their business systems to help grow their business. And then we get unlimited pay in our industry leading residual income plan. Now that's a lot of words that make this sound like it might be difficult to do. Is that right? But let me come back out here and you get somebody to volunteer as my example. I need somebody that's a newer face to me. Let's see, Craig. Darrell, what's your cousin's name?
That's my nephew. That's Antoine.
Yes,
Antoine.
sir.
You want to be our example for making money today with leverage?
Let's get it, man.
Okay. So Antoine, say for the sake of this conversation, you introduce the 3 people I see across the top of the screen. That's me, Gwen Dotson, and Craig Lane. Hey, Craig, you're a new face to me too. For the sake of this conversation, Antoine, you knew the 3 of us, and we decided we wanted to make wealth real with you, and we got started through your website. Congratulations. You just got promoted to our first position of executive director, and you get paid every day.
I appreciate that, man.
$5 a day.
Okay.
Antoine did not appear impressed with my $5 a day. Hey, but check it now. It's $5. It comes every day that ends in day of the week. So 30 times 5 is $150, means your business is already paying for itself. And he
Right.
probably didn't tell you, especially with that cool I'm 35, not 40 hat on. But Darrell did that in 4 days.
Right,
Company
right.
gives you 30. He did it in 4. Now, what does that mean? Oh, they paid him a double bonus. So he made $350 and he was getting paid $5 a day on investment of
Right.
$249. That with, but now here's where it gets powerful. We didn't stop there. You didn't get in business to make $5 a day, and we didn't get in business for you to make $5 a day. We go out and do what you did. So Gwen introduces 3 people. I introduce 3 people. Craig introduces 3 people. Antoine, y'all know those. But would you help?
Yes.
So the 3 people that got started with us, that's 9 more people who a portion of their time, they're still doing whatever they were doing with their lives, but a portion of their time when they're building their business pays you. Now here's where it gets gooder. When that 12 grows to 36, now you're looking at $50 or $1,500 a month. Here's the best blessing. Everybody gets paid for helping other people here, because I want you to think about even this. Look at the person who invited you to this Zoom. He right there. Look at him. What's he doing right now?
Chilling.
Nothing. Chilling. It's probably tasty beverages just off the screen. But he's also learning and leveraging my expertise and William's testimony. And if things go well, he'll get paid just for inviting people to learn about how to get wealthy. And what does everybody want to learn? I mean, if they aren't, how do I, it's not even how to get wealthy. How do I get free?
Yep.
Does that make sense? So that continues to grow and build and multiply. And really, it just comes down to how many people you're willing to help teach and learn how to do the dance. Because at some point, like in our compensation plan, it pays anywhere from $5 a day to $15,000 a day, just depending on the size of your referral network. And I know people are like, I don't know a whole lot of people, but look at your Instagram, your Facebook, and your TikTok. I don't know them, but they following me. And just think about this. When you get to 12 people, that's $20 a day. That's $600 a month. That's the example we just talked about. But I remember the day when we got to 100 people and they started paying me $100 a day. That's $3,000 a month. Now, I'm blessed. I can say $3,000 a month extra would not retire me. But how much more peaceful would you be on your way to work if your mortgage was already paid from something you already did? Matter of fact, something that you didn't even do. You started a conversation and other people kept the dance going. Or you get to $300 a day, it's $9,000 a month, or $3,000. Let's set somebody up to make $90,000 a month. That's $1 million a year. There's a difference between a millionaire and $1 million a year. I want to be both. And remember, in this scenario, the experts are doing the work. You're getting paid and learning the trade. And the power of funding. I mean, it's even other stuff that they pay for. I'm not going to talk about it today, just not to confuse the situation. But here's what I do want to say. The proof is in the process and the pudding, meaning our results already speak for themselves. There was a time when I got started in this business where nobody knew what we were talking about. But now we have $1 million residual ring earners. We got people getting paid daily. We got people that are earning interest instead of paying it and saving more of their money. And more important than that, that is allowing them to buy and build their dream homes. Like if you really look at the compound that Charles and Judy have built on the lake that they bought with the money they got from MWR, do you know, Charles was telling me this the other day, the bonus building, that's the boat and car garage, is bigger than their first house. Driving their dream cars, golfing around the world, having a good time, and at the same time, putting wealth in its proper place, meaning that it's not just meant to be acquired. We're not just meant to succeed and achieve success on our terms, but biblically, we're told that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children and his children's children. And that's what this is allowing us to do. Everybody gets to win with MWR. This point, the only one missing is you. So I've gone way over my time, but I hope the analogy was helpful for you, because I want to leave you with the most important, powerful choice that you're going to make this year. Is do you want some of the money or all of the money? Meaning, if you only want some of the money, just take the membership. For $149.97 refundable, you get a chance to have some experts go into their pockets and bring your money back instead of reverse. or you want all the money. Not only do you want to get the experts to get your money back to you so that you can put it to work for you, but you want to make money by letting other people know that it's possible to get paid upfront and long-term for doing the right thing with discipline, consistency, and enthusiasm. You're going to want some of the money, all the money. If you tell me you don't want none of the money, I know there are other things that you lie about.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever you do, make the decision and get started today so that you can put into motion the training that's about to be delivered on how to get started in a way that maximizes the results while fitting this in your life without you missing a beat on anything else that you got going. Listen, that's my time. I invite you not only to get on the floor and do the dance, get in the middle. Get ready to watch when things turn so that you can pivot and move when the line moves. Get ready when it turns to the back so that you can lead from the back. And in every place that you go to that next level, teaching new people how to do the dance. Let's make wealth real together, y'all, and have a good time doing it outside. That's my time. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break while we reset screens, and we're going to go directly into training on how to implement what we talked about today. Get back with the person that invited you. Make sure you got the link so that you can already be signed up in your website so that when he shows you, this is where you get your MWR funding card, and this is how you start your funding process, you already know where we at.